Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with the Finding Yourself Book Club. Today we're going to talk about Lindsay Gibson's Recovering from Emotionally Immature Parents. Please do like and subscribe if you get a chance. It really does help us little YouTubers. And also check out our website. We're at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. There you can fill out our free life balance questionnaire and send it to us for your first free consult. You can also just fill out a contact form and we'll be in touch. So we've been really focusing on Lindsay's exercises from this second book. In the first book, that's where we covered how to identify an emotionally immature person, emotionally immature parent. Chapter 8 onwards from her book starts giving you tips. And so in this book, we are going to focus more on the exercises and kind of be more hands-on as to how you see it. And then so once you can identify, then you can take steps to make it a little better. Sometimes you can't just cut these people out of your life. They're your family, you love them. So this is how we're going to learn how to deal, right? Okay, so we're still in chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called Understanding Emotionally Immature Parents, Their Personality Traits and Emotional Takeovers. As we did in the previous videos, I want you to grab your journal, pause the video as you need to, do your exercise, and then if you don't feel comfortable right now, just listen along, and I'm going to do the exercise again at the end of the video, okay? Exercise. Reflect on your takeover experiences. Write in your journal about a time when you felt emotionally coerced by your parent or other EIP. Do you remember a time when they used fear, guilt, shame, or self-doubt to make you do what they wanted? What worked the best on you? What type of emotional coercions are you most vulnerable to? What physical sensations do you get when someone is trying to make you feel bad for their benefit? After thinking about this, write down how you might recognize an emotional coercion in the future and prevent it from taking you over. Highlights to remember. In this chapter, you assessed your likelihood of having EI parents and learned about different types of EI parents, as well as the essential personality characteristics of EIPs in general. You also learned about their self-preoccupied approach to life, how they resist reality, and their unique orientation to time. You saw how EI parents use your self-doubt, fear, guilt, and shame to emotionally coerce you into shoring up their self-esteem, emotional stability, and security. These emotional takeovers assert their dominance and undermine your self-confidence, but only as long as you don't see what they're doing. So I think in one of the previous videos I did go over Frida's story, but I will do so again. Frida's story. This is under their thoughts about life are simplistic, literal, and rigid. Frida's story. Frida's EI father was furious when she got engaged to a man from another race. Her father had zero interest in seeing her side of things because she had broken one of his rules. When he couldn't intimidate Frida into changing her mind, he disowned her. After Frida left, she felt like a ghost because no one was allowed to welcome her as a family member. And then here we have Gina's story. And this is under You Often Feel Guilty and Guilt for Not Self-Sacrificing. EI parents often ask for more than you can give, but if you ever say no, they act like you don't really love them. As an adult child of EI parents, it can feel like the only way to be a good person is to sacrifice yourself. Gina's story. One day, Gina's elderly parents informed her they were planning to move closer to her so she could take care of them in their old age. Gina panicked. She had never felt close to her parents, and they were impossible to please. Gina was the eldest child and had always functioned as a surrogate mother to everyone in the family. Gina was also recovering from breast cancer and already felt overwhelmed as a single mother with 3 teenage boys. She couldn't imagine what it would be like caring for her parents as well. Gina felt that taking on her self-involved parents might be the final health straw. Although she wanted to tell her parents no, she felt too guilty to do so. She asked me, "But don't I have an obligation to my parents?" My answer was a firm no. Just because her parents wanted Gina to handle things, she wasn't obligated to ignore her situation and give them whatever they wanted. It wasn't Gina's responsibility to endanger her mental and physical health just because her parents preferred her as a caretaker. Gina's parents were financially secure and had 2 other children near them they could turn to, along with a supportive community of friends. Realistically, Gina could recuse herself from her parents' demand without a shred of guilt, but she still felt troubled and obligated. Gina's parents hadn't considered for a moment how their wishes might place a hardship on Gina. They didn't ask her how she felt about their idea, they just told her they were coming. Gina rightly feared that her EI parents might accuse her of not loving them if she dared say no to them, but this was a false conclusion. Setting a limit doesn't mean you don't love somebody. It just means you are claiming the right to think of yourself too. Fortunately, Gina realized what was happening and was able to see that she was not a bad person because she didn't want to sacrifice her health for her parents' whim. In the end, Gina told them no, and after some hurt feelings and angry withdrawal, they decided to move near her sister instead. Okay. We're going to do the exercise one more time. If you didn't do it the first time and you just listened along, please pause the video, grab your journal, and let's get it done this time. I know it's hard. I know firsthand it's really hard, but take the time and do it. Okay? Exercise. Reflect on your takeover experiences. Write in your journal about a time when you felt emotionally coerced by your parent or other EIP. Do you remember a time when they used fear, guilt, shame, or self-doubt to make you do what they wanted? What worked the best on you? What type of emotional coercions are you most vulnerable to? What physical sensations do you get when someone is trying to make you feel bad for their benefit? After thinking about this, write down how you might recognize an emotional coercion in the future and prevent it from taking you over. All right, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me today. Please do like and subscribe and check out our website. We're at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. In the next video, we will move on to chapter 3, which is longing for a relationship with your EI parent, why you keep trying. Thanks for being here with me today, and we'll talk soon. Take care.